Okay, we're going to try this again. I had a poor connection. Okay, so I was having a conversation this morning with my business bestie, Dr. Dreon Birch, and we were having a conversation about in entrepreneurial space, formal education, informal education. A lot of it has a similar value, and I said I was going to share a story. So back 18 years ago, when I first got laid off from corporate America, and I was considering going full time as an entrepreneur, I decided that I wanted to major in what was close to branding, which in this case was graphic design, web design, just kind of understanding it. And I felt like if I was going to go into entrepreneurship, I should have a degree that says I'm qualified to talk about this and consult this. Now, mind you, I'd already spent a decade in corporate America learning this skill set from the most recognizable brands in the world. But I still felt like I needed to go someplace. And so I decided to go to the Art Institute here in Atlanta because it was at the time one of the more credible, creative institutions in the South. So I took my hind parts over there, honey, and I took the portfolio that I had created, the graphics that I created sitting at my home in the computer, and I took the portfolio over to the dean of admissions for that, for the art and graphic design school. And she sat down and she slowly flipped through the book. And she said, "What are your goals?" I said, "I think I want to be a full-time entrepreneur." She said, "To be honest with you, there's nothing that we can teach you." Now, this is the dean of admissions at the Art Institute. She said, "You know more than most of our students do when they graduate from here. There's one course that I think you should take. It's typography. I think you can audit the course and not necessarily have to get a degree. But if you're going to work for yourself, you won't need a degree. You only need a degree if you're going to go back into corporate America." That was a huge aha moment. And I wish I could remember the lady's name because I'd like to thank her for giving me permission, right? And I think in that first conversation, I still wasn't convinced. So I actually went back to their placement job fair thing where all their graduates were there. They had all their stuff set up. And I would ask them, "Oh, you created this? This is a great look, great design. How long did it take you?" And they worked on a whole semester to create a design. They didn't understand pre-press. They didn't understand print ready. They didn't understand production. They didn't understand a lot of the technical things that I understood because I was actually doing the work and getting paid for it on a daily basis. So I actually had more education than they did about real world application. And they were still working from creative theory. Okay, so that's my story of why I am a college dropout. I do not have a bachelor's degree. I have an associate's degree, but it's in theater, which is nothing like what I'm doing now, right? I am a college dropout, okay? So if you have a degree, wonderful, great. But in most cases, you have a degree in the thing that you're not doing right now. And the biggest thing that people start to say is, what makes me an expert and what makes me qualified? So I'm going to say this again. Okay. Being experienced doesn't necessarily make you an expert. It just makes you qualified. Okay. The only thing that requires you to be qualified is to be 2 steps ahead of the person that you're training. In their eyes, you're an expert. In their eyes, you are an expert because they're learning something from you that they would have had to figure out or never know at all, okay? Or pay a lot of money to learn, okay? And so your expertise and experience, whether it's formal or informal, if it is applicable, if it is actionable, if it works, then it's valuable. If it's if it's actionable, if it's applicable, if it is valuable, if it's proven, then it's valuable. And so I think that we suffer a lot from the imposter syndrome because we have been programmed that if there's not a formal education or degree or certificate in it, that we're not qualified to train or teach others. If someone's coming to you and asking you, "Can you show me how to do this?" it's because you know something that they don't know. So don't be afraid to charge them for that transfer of knowledge, because that's what it is. I want you to understand, okay? I want you to understand that the transfer of knowledge is a tangible thing that you can charge for. Knowledge transfer is billable. Okay, knowledge transfer is billable. All right, that's it for me. I just wanted to drop that message in. You guys enjoy your holiday weekend, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Mwah.